Long before the first cities rose from the dust, before wheat and rice traveled the trade roads of the ancient world, a hardy wild grass swayed along the margins of the African savanna. Its seeds were small, its stalks were tall, and its roots reached deep into cracked and thirsty earth. This was the ancestor of sorghum, a grain that would learn to thrive where almost nothing else could grow. Sorghum was first domesticated more than 6,000 years ago, in the lands that now lie within Sudan and Ethiopia. Early farmers, watching the wild grass survive seasons of drought, began to gather and sow its seeds. Over countless generations they shaped it, selecting plants with larger heads and sweeter grain. From the Nile Valley, the crop spread south across Africa and then outward along ancient trade routes, reaching India by perhaps 4,000 years ago and arriving in China not long after. What makes sorghum extraordinary is its quiet resistance to hardship. The plant uses a form of photosynthesis known as C4, the same efficient process found in maize and sugarcane, allowing it to capture sunlight and water with remarkable economy. A waxy coating on its leaves slows the loss of moisture under a punishing sun. Its roots plunge deep, drawing water from far below the surface. And when drought becomes truly severe, sorghum can pause its own growth, falling dormant until the rains return, then springing back to life. For thousands of years, sorghum has fed people across the driest corners of the world. In the Sahel, the broad band of dry land below the Sahara, it became a staple of daily life. Its grain was ground into flour for flatbreads and thick porridges, fermented into beer, and boiled into nourishing meals. Where rain was scarce and the soil was poor, sorghum offered something precious, a harvest that could be counted on. Growing sorghum begins with the warming of the soil. The seeds are sown shallow, often after the first rains soften the ground. Within days, green shoots break the surface, and over the following months the plants climb upward, some varieties reaching far above a person's head. At the top of each stalk a dense head of grain forms, ripening from pale green to deep shades of red, bronze, and brown. The plant asks for little. No flooding, no heavy irrigation, only sun and the patience of the season. When the heads are full and dry, the harvest begins. In many parts of the world, families still gather sorghum by hand, cutting the heads with knives and threshing the grain by beating or trampling it free. On larger farms, combine harvesters sweep across the fields, stripping the grain in a single pass. The cut stalks are not wasted. They feed livestock, thatch roofs, and fuel fires long after the grain is stored away. Today, sorghum stands as the fifth most important cereal crop on Earth, after maize, wheat, rice, and barley. It is grown on tens of millions of hectares across Africa, Asia, and the Americas. The United States produces vast quantities, much of it for animal feed and ethanol. Nigeria, Ethiopia, India, Mexico, and Sudan remain among the largest growers, where sorghum still feeds families directly, as it has for millennia. Its uses have multiplied with time. The grain is milled into gluten-free flour, prized by those who cannot eat wheat. Sweet varieties are pressed for syrup. The plant is fermented for fuel and processed into building materials. In laboratories and breeding stations, scientists study its genes, searching for the secrets of its toughness. And it is that toughness that may matter most in the years to come. As the climate grows hotter and rainfall less certain, the crops humanity has long depended on are beginning to falter. Sorghum, born in drought and shaped by scarcity, offers a glimpse of resilience. It is a grain that does not demand abundance, only the chance to endure. From the wild grasses of ancient Africa to the fields of every inhabited continent, sorghum has quietly sustained the dry edges of human civilization. It has fed empires and villages alike, asking little and giving much. In a warming and thirsty world, this humble grain may yet prove to be one of our most important allies.